have seen the power of the Anthem destroy entire civilizations.
We'll start this list with BioWare's upcoming online multiplayer open-world game, Anthem. This third-person shooter game with RPG elements has been building up quite the hype in the gaming community as being the next big thing in the world of online gaming. In Anthem, players will assume the role of freelancers who don customizable exosuits called javelins and go about fighting creatures and wild things in the alien world. Anthem is all set to launch this February 22nd.
But with the power of the Anthem at my fingertips, I will end all this needless suffering.
Next up is Hideo Kojima's Death Stranding, a game that grows in mystery with each new video that's released. We honestly don't know what this game is about except for the fact that it takes place in the afterlife and follows the protagonist Sam, who's just as equally confused about the entire thing as we are. The game boasts of some impressive casting in the form of The Walking Dead's Norman Reedus, who plays the protagonist Sam, and Mads Mikkelsen, who'll be the antagonist. A recent teaser by Hideo Kojima hints at a 2019 release date for the game, and that's all we know about Death Stranding so far. Then there's Metro Exodus, the third installment in the Metro series of video games which are based on Dmitry Glukhovsky's novels. The events of Metro Exodus are set to follow that of Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light, and they're set in the same post-apocalyptic wasteland that's all that remains of the former Russian Federation. That too, after a devastating nuclear war in the early 21st century. The gameplay elements in Metro Exodus are largely going to remain true to the series and will also include an elaborate crafting system for players to come up with their own weapons. Artyom is still the protagonist in Metro Exodus, and he's journeying east in hopes of finding a new life for himself and his loved ones. Metro Exodus is set to launch on the 15th of February this year. How could we forget Dead or Alive 6, the sequel to Dead or Alive 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. The game sells not for its powerful storyline but more for the overly sexualized physics system. One look at the trailer and you'll realize that the game has remained unchanged for most of it, except for the brand new game engine under the hood. According to the developers, Team Ninja, DOA 6 is the first in the series to have a costume customization mode. If this new system is going to be just as sexualized as the fighting in the game, then you probably know how it's going to turn out. Dead or Alive 6 comes out on the 15th of February 2019.
It has begun.
5 years in the making, Devil May Cry 5 seems set to satiate your urge to hack and slash through hordes of demons. The story follows that of DMC2 and has Dante and Nero hunting down a new infestation of demons that are wreaking havoc across the world. Hideaki Itsuno, the man behind most of the DMC games since DMC2, is at the helm yet again, so you can rest assured that this game is going to come out just right. Moreover, the game will run on the RE engine that was developed for Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, so the visuals are guaranteed to be a treat. DMC5 comes out this March. This next game needs no introduction. Players reprise the role of Doom Guy, or as he's called in the reboot, Doomslayer, and he's battling the demonic forces of hell yet again. Except this time the hellish horde has begun to invade Earth rather than Mars. The game will be the first to be built on the new id Tech 7 game engine and will feature visuals that are about 10 times better than the previous game. You're definitely going to need all of the detail as you're ripping through demons using the glory kill mechanism. The game is also set to include mechanics such as wall climbing and dashing, and you can even have armaments such as flamethrowers and missiles latched onto your armor for extra killing power. Doom Eternal comes out later this year on December 28th. If you've completed Far Cry 5, then you know that things don't end well for the residents of Hope County, Montana. Far Cry New Dawn is a sequel to Far Cry 5 and pits you against whatever is left of the Montana countryside after it has been ravaged by a nuclear Armageddon. One aspect that we are not liking about the game is that it's going to reuse Far Cry 5's map all over again with a few embellishments, the same way Far Cry Primal ripped off Far Cry 4's map. Let's just hope that the story is better this time around, because everything else seems to be formulaic as it can be. Far Cry New Dawn comes out on the 15th of February 2019. Taking place 5 years after Revenge of the Sith, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is centered around two survivors of Order 66, Cal, a Jedi Padawan, and Ceres, his mentor. This effectively puts the events of the game between episodes 3 and 4. Most of the details out in the open right now are attributed to leaks, so we'll take all of these with a pinch of salt. All that we know is that EA studio boss Vince Zampella said that the game would be out this Christmas holiday season 2019. Let's not forget Naughty Dog's next major title, The Last of Us Part 2. Set 5 years after the events of The Last of Us, we see that Ellie is all grown up, and so has the evil in this post-apocalyptic world. Joel and Ellie now have to face a mysterious cult, and the overall theme appears to be centered around hate, whereas the previous game was all about love. The Last of Us Part 2 promises to bring a reworked combat mechanism that seems to run at a much faster pace than the previous title. There's no official release date about The Last of Us Part 2 yet, but from whatever we can tell, it should be out later this year.
Listen, children. I've been fighting all my life for this world.
If Wolfenstein 2 The New Colossus left you wanting for some more Nazi fighting action, then Bethesda has you covered. The next game in the Wolfenstein series is Wolfenstein Youngblood, and this time you have BJ Blazkowicz's twin daughters kicking Nazi butt. The game is said to be a co-op, with the player taking control of one of BJ's daughters while a friend can join in as the other twin. The trailer shows the twins training for combat while BJ recants his Nazi fighting days in the background. It seems that despite all his efforts, the Third Reich is still very much in power, and it's up to the young ones to set things right. We don't have any more details aside from what the E3 trailer showcased, and it seems that the game is set for a 2019 release.
For the latest technology updates, subscribe to Digit.in and don't forget to hit the bell icon.